Welcome back to another episode of Drilling It Down. This is your host, Wes Lyon, co-hosting again today, Tyler Ott. Ty, welcome back.
Always good to be here.
We got a little emergency podcast coming out here. We're coming up on a deadline. So, Tyler, what's the deadline for? I heard is it raining money?
Yeah, it might be. There's this credit card settlement, and you got to get it filed by February 4th, 2025. So if you haven't heard about it, good thing you're tuning in. We'll give you a little more information.
It's not a scam. It might be raining money.
Yeah. So it really just comes down to going to the website, filling the form, putting in your information, putting in your company's information, and submitting. There's a timely deadline. You're looking at just over a month, maybe a month and 2 weeks to get this in. So Wes, kind of tell me a little bit about it, how to do it.
Yeah, well, first, there's two major class action lawsuits pending against Visa and MasterCard right now. I guess this one's not really pending, but there were two class action lawsuits brought against Visa and MasterCard. One was for credit card fees, I believe, from 2004 through 2019. And it was Visa, MasterCard, and then if you actually look at the document under all the other defendants, a whole bunch of banks involved too. And they got accused of price fixing.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, a bunch of banks and credit card companies price fixing. Who would have thought?
Yeah.
But there's about 8 companies that started the class action lawsuit, bunch of attorneys, and they ended up settling for $5.54 billion. So this $5.54 billion is available.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty much anyone who has taken Visa and MasterCard from 2004 to 2019. So unfortunately, I don't think I was charging anybody directly. So I got to call John and fill his out for him and make sure he gets paid. But yeah, I mean, pretty big settlement amount. This is legitimate. I actually had a client email me and, hey, have you seen this? And then email back, talk to somebody. It is legit. So there's a website to go to, paymentcardsettlement.com, to claim your share of it. But this is something everyone in business from 2004 to 2019 should apply for, and they should do it now. Application should be pretty easy though. So we'll kind of go through if yours is easy and if it's not easy. So if yours is easy, they have a bunch of data that was handed over by all the defendants. Mm-hmm. So they should have a good idea of how much they processed, transacted, and, how much it's not going to tell you how much you're going to get paid, but it's going to tell you what your transactions totaling were. So if you go to the website, paymentcardsettlement.com, I also noticed there were a couple websites. Paymentcardsettlement.com, I believe, is the one that is actually that you want to go to. You can also call 800-625-6440, but I would recommend just going to the website. Everyone should have received, or people should have received, something in the mail about this class action lawsuit. Now, if you're like me, though, I toss all those out. So you may have just tossed it out. But this could be a decent chunk of money. We don't know, but it could be. So we don't want to toss this one out.
It really depends on who's claiming, how much money's there's left over. So there's really no downside to it. So if you can fill it, fill it.
Yeah, no, absolutely. So, we want to go fill that out. But if you go to the website, you can either log in using your claimant ID, which that would actually be on what was mailed to you, or you can use your tax identification number. If you have tax identification number, they're going to require some proving documents that you own it. They didn't give a specific one. It's going to be reviewed by a human, but, tax returns, incorporation documents. They even said utility bills, which I kind of laughed about, but I'd probably throw 2 or 3 in there just to expedite the process, make sure it's going to go well for you. And they should look you up by that, and all your what they processed on your behalf should be sitting in there, and you should pretty much just have to hit file the claim. So that's pretty good news.
Yeah.
Who knows? Might be $5,000, $20,000, $2,000. You might go spend an hour and get 2 pennies. Hopefully not. But hey, it could be raining free money. So free money is free money. Yeah. But it shouldn't take you, if your data is in there, it shouldn't take you more than 5 or 10 minutes to fill out.
Yeah, it seems very straightforward. If you're confused, you can always give us a call. One thing to be, wary of is there are going to be some sharks in the water. There's always these people that are going to say, we can file this for you. You just give us, a percentage of how much you receive. Those are contingent fees. Do not do that. Again, we've mentioned this for all of the credits, your ERC, everything like that. If your CPA is offering to do this for a contingent fee that is not allowed, that should raise some red flags, some alarm bells.
I think this one could actually be done. It's just a class action settlement. So.
But not for a contingent fee.
But yeah. No, I think I don't know. I'd have to look at the rules, but it's not a tax item. So there's a lot of people going to offer to do this on a contingency fee basis, though. You don't need to pay somebody 30 to 40% of what you're going to collect to do it.
No. So really, it should be simple. Get your documentation, get your tax identification number, EIN number, fill it in, submit it. Really don't need someone else to do it for you. If you got a super, super busy, you maybe have your front desk look into it for you. But you should not be paying somebody to do this. It's really straightforward and it's just free money.
No, perfect. Before we jump in and talk about what to do if your information isn't in there, if you are currently not receiving the McGill Lyon Dental Advisory each month, make sure you go to McGillHillGroup.com and you sign up for the newsletter, because you're going to get all the most relevant information sent to your inbox each month. And by inbox, it's going to be email and it's coming via mail. It's actually going to come as a magazine, and it is must-read information, so you don't want this lost in your email. You want it sitting on your desk until you read it. If you read this, do what we say, you're going to make your $300 a year back in no time. So make sure you subscribe to that. But Tyler, back to part 2. Some people might log in and their data might not be in there. It's going to be a little bit more problematic. You're going to have to look in there. If you actually log in, you'll be able to click on your TIN and see taxpayer identification number. You actually see the amount, and you can click onto it, and they'll give you a little bit of a breakdown. If you need more information, see if it's legitimate, you kind of click into more information, request it. They should have it to you. They say within 7 days. We'll see, but I assume it's the attorneys doing this, and the attorneys want to get paid. They want to get paid. So they're probably going to try to get this money paid out, because I believe they're taking 9% of the pot. So Tyler, what is that? Like 350, or no, it's probably more than that. It's going to be 450 to $500 million. Split between 3 law firms. Oh boy,
that's a good paycheck there.
I didn't know we got in the wrong career. But no, this if you do though, and you have to provide data, you'll have to go in, pull credit card processing data. You have to be able to see if you can grab that. That's going to get a little bit more difficult. Don't want to lie about it. So hopefully your data is in there. If not, you'll have to call them, figure out how you can get the data, how you can get it over to them, and decide how easily you can get a hold of it and if it's worth your hassle or not. In that case, it could be worth the contingency fee, but they're still going to ask you for a ton of data.
Yeah, even the person filing is going to ask for it. So you're going to have to pull it no matter what. Yeah.
But no, everyone listening, paymentcardsettlement.com. That is your key to free money. And once you get it, make sure you use some of that. Subscribe to our newsletter. Otherwise, we will see you next episode.
February 4th.
That's right, February 4th. If it's not in by then, which means do it now so you don't forget.
Yeah, exactly. As soon as you hear this, do it.
Yeah. All right, we'll be back with you next episode. Thanks for tuning in.
Thanks for having me.